Hi, it's the Ashley and Gus show, or the Gus and Ashley show.
And behind the scenes, event producers behind the scenes.
Yes.
So we thought tonight, does that color look a little off to you on the screen?
Which one?
On the widescreen?
I don't know.
Let's find it on Instagram.
Hi,
Instagram.
Hi,
peeps.
Instagram. The other screen.
So tonight,
looks a little gray.
We're going to talk about our favorite moments from events, like activities we did at events.
Yes.
Top 10 favorite moments of what we've done at events.
Most memorable, most impactful, most. They were the most. And if they give you some ideas of things that you can do when you have your next event, awesome.
All right.
And I need to work on my.
Let's get right into. We had a dog barking in the background.
Dog barking in the background. I've got a little
all right.
glow.
Let's get right in. One of the things we've done that we love at events, we saw for the first time a couple of years ago.
So you know how you go to an event and they give you a swag bag. Like, that's just fun, right? Somebody's handing you a bunch of stuff. It's usually branded. It's usually, right? But we went to an event that kind of changed the concept of the swag bag. Go ahead, explain.
They had create your own VIP swag bag. So what this was you walked into the... It was like a Hollywood backstage experience. So they gave you a bag, and then they had about 25 tables lined up of different items that vendors were offering to you.
Right.
And
so it was the same merchandise that you would probably put into a normal swag bag, but because we had the choice of what we wanted and what we didn't, or like, hey, I'm not as likely to take the candy.
I don't need a red brim sun hat.
You didn't.
I didn't need a red brim sun hat. I remember I was there and just
but the baseball cap was cool.
Yeah,
so
and I missed the baseball cap one time.
I'm sorry.
I mean, we've done this a few times. We've seen this a few times.
Right.
What it does for the event producers is, if we've talked about this before, swag bags, they can be a nightmare.
To put together.
You need enough room to have every bag there. If you have a couple hundred people, you have storage. You would need to rent an extra space at the hotel that you're doing this at. So and then half the stuff gets wasted.
Right. And that's it too. If I'm as somebody who's attending the meeting, if I come in and I grab, or I take the swag bag and there's, half of it's stuff I don't want or need.
We usually leave it behind for the hotel staff.
Exactly. And that just doesn't seem fair to the people who spent money to sponsor those items.
No, so it's just great. It's a win-win-win for everybody.
So here's what they did, and even better. So they had the room that they had people registering for the event as the one that hosted this come register early so there wasn't a rush at registration and pick up your swag. So they handed you the badge for, the check-in portion, and then they handed you a bag and said, go around and fill up and meet the different, vendors and stuff. So we actually got to have one-on-one with those.
They also had snacks there, which I think is great.
They had snacks,
like healthy snacks.
You
run back to your room and grab this.
They also, one of them had a seated massage area. So it was run by the folks who ran the spa, and they just gave at the resort. It was like a
we've seen this more than once. We've seen it a few times now.
It was just what I needed. And then I'm sitting there completely.
All right, let's go.
Okay. The spa.
All right, number 2.
Yes.
This is a hot new trend going on, and we know the people running the show, the drone show. It's like fireworks, but silent.
Yeah.
Or you can play it to music.
It was neat, because then, and again, like you could put the logo of the event, you could put the logo of the sponsors, you could put the logo of you could do anything with the drone show. So the creativity of it was really fun.
Yeah, the shows run about 12 minutes. They lift up in the air. It's just it's something.
Little buzzy sound.
It's phenomenal, and it's a big bang for the buck, and everybody gets to see it, participate in it. And you don't know what the drone's coming out. You don't know what they're going to make. They kind of crash together and come apart.
Watching the whole time to just see what's the next thing.
We were in Tucson. They had the name of the hotel spelled out as a logo, and then they had the cactus. Like I said, Tucson. We were there last year for the first time. They had the cactus look like this. The cactus that puts your arms up, like the stuff you see on the Roadrunner. Anyway, it was kind of cool.
Yeah. Anyway.
Number 3. You want to bring the next one?
Absolutely. Cool. So at one of the events that we attended, they did a helicopter golf ball drop. So when we checked in for the event, they handed us a golf ball and a Sharpie and said, write your name, and was it like your phone number or something?
Yeah.
It was your first name and your mobile. They took all of the balls, and the host of the event went up in a helicopter over the golf course, and then they dropped all of the balls out, and whichever ball came closest
to the hole, or landed in the hole, and there was one in the hole.
There was one in the hole. It wasn't
and that person won
like a 2-night stay or something.
It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
And then they landed the helicopter, and the host came out of the helicopter.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Really, wow, what an entrance! It was exciting for her too.
All right, number 4.
Tell us about number 4.
Playing croquet.
Croquet
at the National Croquet Center in the Palm Beaches of Florida. Now, I have to be honest with you. Up front, when we talked about this, I'm like, really? And I get this.
Did you wear white? Did you get the email? You're supposed to wear white because we're all going to go play croquet. And we were all like, okay.
It's like combat on the field. And wait a minute.
It was.
The people playing it, the people of the club are like
serious.
65 and older.
And it was crazy. Fun.
It's a lot of fun though. You're really smacking the hell out of the ball when you're out there.
What I said about the event after it took place, because I was the first one to go, I don't think I want to do that, was everybody equally sucks at it. So it's a level playing field. And that was part of what was so much fun about the event, was that we were all equal in our suckiness. So anyway, it was a blast. We had a lot of fun. We met some great people, which is what the whole event was supposed to be about.
Yeah, team building. It was kind of awesome
at the National Croquet Center. So I'm going to let you talk about number 5.
Number 5. This was my event. We did the world's largest bar crawl in Philadelphia. Over 100 bars, 15,000 people, 300 one-day employees. And we tried to break the Guinness Book of World Records for the largest bar crawl, which consisted of somebody going to 10 different bars, drinking 4.6 ounces of liquid. Didn't have to be alcohol, and at each bar. But the issue of what happened is, and the record of the time when we attempted it was like 4,600. Now I think somebody broke it at like 7,600.
So the question is, did you reach the goal of having the Guinness World Record?
No, we did not.
Okay.
And the reason being, people go to the first bar, second bar, maybe make it to the fourth bar, and they find their friends. They do their check-in. And they're like, I'm staying here. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Which is great.
It was a blast. Time. Just seeing that we were controlling the city with that many people at one point. That was a really fun and exciting event for me.
It was. And I had an enormous backache the next day because I had to lean forward and help check people in.
Actually, we stuck at one of the locations.
It's okay. It was great. It was awesome. So I'm going to mention number 6. So number 6 was dancing in the pool at Dre's, at the party at Dre's in Las Vegas.
Private party.
They'd done a
5,500 people.
Total buyout of Dre's. And it was, which if you've never been, it's on the rooftop of the Cromwell in Las Vegas.
Diagonal from Bellagio.
Right. So the cool thing about Dre's in the Cromwell is it's like practically smack in the middle of the strip, and you can see beautiful views from both sides. It was a gorgeous night. The air was perfect, and the DJs were killing it. And
we were dancing in the pool.
We walked out to. We had just gotten to the party. We probably had a cocktail in our hands, and our friends were standing in the pool and dancing and kind of waving us over.
And the point where we were dancing, the pool was only about 6 inches of water.
Right.
So we took our shoes off, rolled up our pants. And we're in there, and it was just a good
get down, boogie.
And it had and the party itself that was just phenomenal. It's
an amazing party.
It was the first time I had seen the use of
what's up those air shots?
They were using
air
cannons from the ceiling.
Yeah, it was nuts. The first time it went off, I was a little
helium blast or something. I forget what they're called, but cold air blast.
Which is nice because if you're dancing for more than 10 minutes, you're hot and that
confetti, multiple lasers, DJs.
It was a party.
Cannons going off on the inside.
It was a great party.
Yeah, party for party people. That's a good way.
Dancing in the pool was.
That's a good way of putting it. And you're up in Vegas, and Vegas is just a party scene. It's pretty exciting. Next one. We've done a few of these.
Yeah.
Private yacht cruises.
Yes.
Like 50 to 100 people on a private yacht, having drinks, going out. We've done this in Miami a couple times. it's just a fun, different event experience that you can think of. I know our friends who were running the event will say hi to Alex and Miriam.
Hi guys.
They ran a yacht party in Dubai last year. Hopefully we're going to be there this year with them. Last year we couldn't make it, but it's exciting.
It's a really neat way to see a city too, if you're not familiar with it, and it's also a great. Go ahead.
And I was saying, from an event production standpoint, it's not a whole lot of money in the scheme of things when you're running an event. I mean,
well, you've got everything. You've basically got a floating venue, which is nice. So if somebody just like, I'm a little hot, or I need to step out, or I want to just see what the sun is like, or I need to step away from the noise, they can do that pretty easily. If they want to jump back into the noise, they can do that pretty easily.
If you're in Miami or San Diego or New York City, they have yachts from like 5 people to you can rent a cruise ship for a day. Well, some of those yachts are I think they have like 500 on the one yacht they have in Miami. You can put on that boat. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
It's exciting. So anyway, it's a great way too, if you're a sponsor or have several sponsors of an event, to rent something like that, because you've got a captive audience. People cannot leave the boat. So if you have, if you're trying to reach somebody or trying to get in front of somebody and they're going to be on that boat, it's a good opportunity for you.
They make them much bigger. I was going to say the last one we were on in Miami and Brickell.
Yeah,
there was over 200 people there.
Yeah.
So and the yacht looked empty.
It probably did. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 3 stories. The yacht was like 3 stories. It was pretty crazy.
Cool.
So the next one of my another event that I was in charge of. It's called the Reindeer Romp. Every year, the Thursday before Christmas, as long as it wasn't Christmas Eve, we would do a bar crawl for a few thousand people in the Fairmount section of Philadelphia. There was like 14, 15 bars there. And people would pay $10 to get into the party.
You get antlers.
And you got antlers.
So your headband of antlers.
And
you'd get drink specials, and you'd get to,
go from bar to bar.
And
there was always a charity component. We always gave a lot of money to charity. And then the craziest part was when you were riding around in that area, and I was usually working, managing people and stuff.
Because there were how many bars?
14.
Right. So we had to make sure that each of the bars had
enough antlers, staff, and everything else.
Staff to check everybody in.
Seeing a couple thousand people walking around the neighborhood, all wearing reindeer antlers,
and you're like, "That's me.
I made this happen."
That's
I was the largest. I was the biggest purchaser of reindeer antlers for a number of years in the country. It's kind of crazy thing.
I love that.
And we used to buy them, and they would come like ready to market to. We had to take the tags off.
Everything off. That was fun. So I'll mention number 9. So we were at an event that had a beach cleanup. And at first we were like, okay, I'm going to go clean a beach. That doesn't sound like much fun. But the Sea Turtle beach cleanup, the organization came in. I believe we were at a very nice property in Palm Beaches.
We were at a 5-star property. We were at the old Palm Beach in Palm Beach.
And they came in, split us into groups, and did different levels of presentations. And then they set it up like a competition.
Well, they talked about one of the groups was talking about the sea turtles, and then they had another one watching videos on how they take care of the sea turtles and what the sea turtles do and their lifespan.
And the reason why we need beach cleanups is because we've allowed so much pollution to go into the ocean.
There are 6 types of sea turtles in the world. That's what I remember for this.
Yeah.
And 5 of them can be found in the Florida coaches.
4, something like that. 4 or 5 of them.
We found in the Florida coaches.
Cool.
So we cleaned, like the amount of stuff we picked up off the beach. There were probably 100 of us.
It wasn't even that much time. And we had gloves, we had bags, we had those
part of the giveaways for that event, part of the swag for that event was a sun hat and Olokai sandals.
Right.
So that was part of the theme of bringing that all in and bringing it all together. But we learned about the sea.
Can I tell you how much I love my Olokai sandals? They're flip-flops.
I have completely flat feet, and they don't work for me.
I will just say,
I love the idea.
I'm not a flip-flop person, but I wear them all the time because they're really comfortable.
Yeah.
So anyway, The sea turtle beach cleanup made me. I mean, part of why we're mentioning this, it just made me I'm much more conscious when I'm at the beach about if I see
trash,
trash or something that I can pick it up.
The other thing was fascinating about that.
Okay, you're going to talk about the flip flops.
Shoes.
There are lots of shoes in the ocean, apparently.
The stuff that winds up on the coast of Florida, a lot of it comes from South America. And a lot of shoes wash up. The way the ocean currents,
the way that the ocean currents go, it's not like it's all coming from South America. It's just. But anyway,
there's an unusual phenomenon that happens that left-footed shoes, or the left shoe, washes up more often than right shoes do.
In Florida. And I'm sure it
has to do with the currents.
The right shoe
winds up someplace else.
So
I just thought that was fascinating. Like,
there you go. You learned something today.
And I also know that it doesn't come. I remember the other thing. A lot of the trash they know comes from South America because they use these certain bleach bottles down there. They don't have quite the laws we have in the United States for EPA and stuff like that. But they use these beach bottles that are not legal in the U.S. and they wash up on the beaches in Florida, so they know that the currents are coming from South America.
Which is kind of fascinating in and of itself, but it definitely made me much more aware of how. I mean, you feel like you're making an impact because you're actually, you're helping clean up a beach. So
now the last thing we're going to mention, number 10.
One of our favorite things
is when famous performers are at private events and you get to see them perform in front of a small crowd. And they usually interact.
More intimate setting.
More intimate. So we have seen DJ Khaled, Lil Jon.
So cool.
DJ Alessa.
So cool.
Flo Rida.
Yes.
Cash. Rick Ross, Busta Rhymes,
yes,
Rob Afuso, who was a drummer for Skid Row, and then we got to hang out with Rob. We got to meet him.
Right. Don't forget about Meg.
Meg.
Ayesa. Yes.
Meg. Hey, Meg. Good to see you. And Roddy Chong.
Yes.
And you get to see, and then there's dozens of others, but
absolutely.
These are people we've seen in the last couple of years that have played private events. What was fascinating, DJ Khaled, when we saw him, it was the first time he was in public after COVID, and he was
the first time we were out in public.
And he was like, first time. He stopped like two songs in. He's like, wait, I'm playing live again. This is phenomenal, and it was just it was kind of fun.
It was just so great because we'd been, and again, part of that is it's the experience, right? It's realizing that we're having this shared experience together, and having that energy together. So,
and same thing, Lil Jon. You're like, what song do you know that he's playing? And you're like, all the songs. You know all the songs.
All of the songs.
And he did something cool. So
what, sprayed us with champagne?
Yeah, besides that, but he was supposed to do like a 45-minute set.
That's right. There was another DJ that was supposed to take over, and the DJ got stuck because of
He's in Syracuse, New York. I stuck in the snow.
It was Denver.
And
whatever.
Lil Jon played for 3.5 hours.
So he
played the whole night. He goes, I got you covered. He played the whole night.
Which was so cool.
Now, also other people we've seen at private parties.
Yes.
I was at a party. And I was on stage with the band, and the two brothers from the Kings of Leon crashed.
Yes.
And I did a set with the Kings of Leon.
That was awesome.
On the beach bar in Atlantic City.
Unfortunately, we have no proof of this.
Other than everybody
it was too
remembers.
Late, man. We were wasted. We were all overserved, and we're like, "Oh, that's fun! Look, he's singing. That's cute."
And the next year, the head.
That was the Kings of Leon.
And then the next year, the head of the event was like, "You're the dude who was on stage with the Kings of Leon last year." Like, see, it did happen. I remember that. So,
okay, it was just.
And then the other thing we had, we were at a party. And Sugar Hill crashed the party and did a set.
Same beach.
It was crazy. Different time, but
different time.
Sugar Hill just shows up and starts playing, and
every song.
Again, every song. They did a 45-minute set. It was phenomenal. So awesome. The crazy part was they were playing. The crowd was like that way, and we were dancing at the front of the floor, the sand thing. And they were playing in front of us, between us and the crowd, and we were behind them. And like the local news organizations were there. We were on TV.
Apparently, everybody saw us.
Everybody saw us dancing with the guys from Sugar Hill Gang. It was a fun event.
And if anything, I would just say, if you have the opportunity to go to an event, go to an event. It's always great to get away with just your family or just your spouse. But if you have the opportunity to actually join in with a larger group that's doing something planned, do the planned stuff. I know it sounds, or it may look on the agenda like, what's that going to be about? But when you have this shared experience and you're doing something that's bigger than you, that's a more of a...
That's what makes sporting events and concerts so fun.
That's what the magic is.
The magic of everybody being together and a shared experience.
And we missed that so much through COVID. So to be able to...
it's back now.
Yeah, in droves. So if anything, there are more events than you know what to do with. So dive in while you can, because there's some special stuff out there. If we gave you some ideas of things to do, that's great.
And here's something, every one of these. So create your VIP swag bag, drone show, the helicopter golf ball drop. If I don't know that I can recreate the world's largest bar crawl for your event. I can do the croquet thing.
Absolutely.
We can do a party at Dre's. We can do a yacht cruise. We can do the beach cleanup. I can pretty much hire any professional, anybody musically, they've got a price to hire for a private party.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the price tags might be $5 million, but if the company has it, it's available and it's out there. We have the connections to bring you those types of experiences.
And we can even bring in groups that can help create a song for you, for a group. If your company's having some kind of meeting that you want everybody to come together on something, we have connections that can help you with something like that too. So it's really about finding that experience that brings everybody together, that engages everyone who are there to have this shared experience.
This is just our top 10 of stuff that we like.
We've done lots of things.
Hundreds of things, hundreds of activations that are out there. These were just
some of our favorites and most memorable. So
we can tour like just about every sports stadium in the world has behind the scenes tours.
That's true. You can tour stadiums.
We can set that up. They usually have conference space too. We're going to put an event in the stadium. We're going to do
a hold
activation there or something like that. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. You get your sponsors on board to help with that.
I did an activation for Microsoft in the Wells Fargo Center before many moons ago. Before it was Wells Fargo Center.
Before they called them activations.
It was a launch, the product launch.
Okay, well there you go. Cool.
Yeah, it was a new platform launch. But anyway,
yeah,
we're here for you if you need that stuff.
So put in the comments if you would, like one of your favorite things that ever happened as sort of an organized part of a group meeting or convention or conference that you attended. Just give us an idea of some of the cool things that you've experienced, because that's what it's all about. It's about having those experiences, connecting over them, and making those kinds of powerful memories.
Yep. So, all right, we're to roll. Thank you for joining us tonight, and we will see you next week.